Public video. Welcome. Today I moved. I left that other room and I'm in the garage. Uh, let's just say that it's better for everyone if I left that room alone. It had a shower, it had a bathroom, toilet, um, had a refrigerator, microwave, a little stove too, but I didn't cook. Um, the spouse really liked it that she didn't see me, because I could hear them watching novellas. But what's good about it, I could hear them through the wall, but I could not hear what they were saying. And in here, I think they can hear what I say on these videos. So I don't like that part about being in the garage. So that's one of those 6 foot by 5.5 or 6 foot by 6 foot bookshelves. Today I will be sewing my mother's robe. It had a hole in the back. See? So I have this beautiful egg from my grandmother that used to have a design, probably something from Spain. I'm not sure what it had. Oh, what you do is you put it so that you sew on the inside. Now I normally sew on the outside because I don't mind. But oh, I used the blue string. Oh well, it'll have to be blue string. I do have yellow somewhere. Now on the first one, poke it through again so that it doesn't when I make a hole at the end of the thread, when I pull it, it usually goes right through because the needle is big. So that's how I do it. I pull, right, and then right at the end I make a knot. I go through the, like if I pull all the way, can you see that loop? So I just go through that loop and I make a knot. Now I only do it like the first time, but this time I did it twice so you could see. Today my mother made coconut bread, coconut milk and bread. In Honduras they make that on the coast of Honduras, Tela. That's where I'm from. I was born in San Pedro Sula, but San Pedro Sula, I was there, I guess, the first 2 years of life. And after that, I lived in Tela with my grandfather and grandmother. I would say it's a farm where the next 5 years from 2 to 7. But it wasn't a farm in the sense that, yes and no. The land, yes, but there was one cow. And that's just so that we could have milk. And the neighbor told my grandpa if he could use my grandpa's land, and my grandpa said, of course, feed your cows on my land, no problem. Just give me one cow for milk, that's all. And so that worked out for years. And then one time, the red and brown rooster, he pecked my grandmother on the back of the calf. Ugly. So when my grandpa came home, she told him, and he walked back outside and instantly, oh, and then he said, the red and brown one, right? And she said, yes, the red and brown one. And he somehow caught it by the foot and had it hanging on the tree upside down. And he told me that that's what they used to do to bad people. And when I saw the rooster, he wasn't moving at all. He was just not even dangling. He was just right there. He was maybe moving very slightly. And he had his eyes that were closing on him. And my grandpa had explained that the blood was rushing to the rooster's head, and that the rooster would die, and that was a painful death, and that they used to do that to the bad people. And so that was the end of that rooster. I don't believe we ate it. I don't think so. Alright, so I'm almost finished. Another weird story. This one I read about. Actually, I heard a video reported. Now, when you do the ending, just pass it through twice. And this way the knot stays like that. Alright, so in some island, a boy had sex with a cow. So the rest of the islanders made him marry the cow in a ceremony. And what happened next was the boy passed out, and the farmers and the other people, the neighbors and so on, they drowned the cow. So that was just a story that I heard. I have the website here. I have it on the iPod. It's about parenting issues and things like that. I think it's called bestiality. However, I do understand sexual desire. It's like a hunger. You can't stop yourself. I mean, normally most people stop themselves from doing anything embarrassing, like, or gross, like sex with animals. Another story in Honduras. This neighbor who was about 15 years old, and he used to jump the fence, and there was a tree, and every day he would just, actually he didn't jump the fence, he would just stay up there. And so eventually I started talking to him, and I was there for 30 days, and he told me what he saw from up there. One time the other neighbor, a man, lived by himself. He had sex with a hen. And that one was weird. And of course, nobody thinks of looking above and seeing the 15-year-old on the fence watching you. And so the 15-year-old then told me that the next day the hen died. So all of this gets back to loneliness. It's best, I'm going to give the advice, it's best to live alone, and it's also best to be strong and independent, like the neighbor up front with the pickup truck. He's a strong man. I saw I saw a woman that used to live there, and now she doesn't live there anymore. She came to visit the other day, but it's been over a year that she moved out, maybe 2 years. So it's just interesting. He's a strong man. He's the one that he's cutting the grass. I'm cutting the grass. And I look over there and he looks at me too, but then he just keeps going, you know. He's not into saluting. And he's a different one from the other one that had the motorcycle stolen. That one's different. The one with the motorcycle stolen was one day his friend came to visit on a motorcycle, and then it was gone. You know, like, gosh, nothing around here is, you know, like, they did break my my spouse's minivan window, but that was who else? That was our roommate that moved out. And I used to tell her, don't tell him anything, don't tell him anything. But of course he moved out, he was upset, and he broke her window. Opinion, I never saw it, right? But who else? So nothing's been happening around here. So I recommend that you be a strong man and that you work. Now there are some jobs you don't need skills as far as carpentry or plumbing. Police officers, they have their own specialized. They teach you that themselves if you can pass the psychological. I just never saw myself driving around and then at high speed. I don't see the purpose of high speed, because easily you could send a helicopter up there and catch the bad guy. You know, just put a magnet on top of the, drop a magnet from the helicopter and pick up the car. All right, no more speeding, you know. Oh well, someone's home. Take good care. Be better than I am. Take care of yourself. I love you.